The 12 Laws of Manifestation. How to turn thoughts into reality. You've been manifesting because nearly everything humans create begins in the same place. The mind. Before the house existed, someone imagined it. Before the business existed, someone believed it could exist. Before the invention existed, somebody saw something the rest of the world couldn't see yet. But here's where manifestation gets misunderstood. Thinking about something doesn't automatically make it appear. You can visualize $1 million every night and still wake up broke. You can repeat "I am wealthy" 100 times and continue making decisions that keep you exactly where you are. Because manifestation isn't simply thinking, it's alignment. Your vision, your beliefs, your identity, your emotions, your decisions. And most importantly, your actions. Thousands of years before anyone used the phrase law of attraction, biblical stories were already teaching principles of faith, vision, wisdom, preparation, stewardship, and abundance. Solomon became one of the Bible's greatest symbols of wealth. But when given the opportunity to ask God for something, he didn't ask for riches. He asked for wisdom. That's where we're going to begin. These are the 12 Laws of Manifestation. Law 1, the Law of Vision. Everything begins with vision. Most people know what they don't want. I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to be broke. I don't want this job. But ask them exactly what they do want. And suddenly things become unclear. That's the first problem. You can't intentionally move toward a destination you haven't defined. Jim Carrey told a famous story about what he did before becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars. When he was struggling financially, he would drive into the Hollywood Hills and visualize directors telling him they liked his work. He eventually wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. Years later, his career exploded. And his reported salary for Dumb and Dumber reached the amount he'd written down. But there's something people conveniently leave out of this story. Jim Carrey worked. He performed. He auditioned. He failed. He improved. He kept going. The visualization didn't replace the work. It gave the work a destination. So ask yourself, what exactly are you trying to create? Not, I want money. How much? Not, I want success. Success doing what? Not, I want freedom. What does freedom actually look like? See the destination before you begin the journey. Law 2, the law of belief. You will struggle to consistently behave beyond what you deeply believe is possible for you. You can say, I'm going to become wealthy. But underneath that statement, another voice might be saying, people like me don't become wealthy. I'm not smart enough. I always mess things up. Every time something good happens, something bad follows. That's the belief you have to confront, because your subconscious beliefs influence your conscious decisions. If you don't believe an opportunity is possible, you may never apply. If you don't believe you're worthy of something better, you may tolerate something worse. If you believe failure proves you're incapable, you'll quit the first time something doesn't work. Manifestation doesn't require pretending reality doesn't exist. It requires believing. My current reality does not have to be my permanent reality. Law 3, the law of identity. This may be where most people get manifestation completely wrong. They ask, how do I get what I want? Instead ask, who would I have to become to maintain what I want? You want the successful business. Can you become disciplined enough to operate it? You want financial freedom. Can you become responsible enough to manage money? You want a healthy relationship. Can you become emotionally mature enough to maintain one? You want opportunities. Can you become prepared enough to recognize them? Your future life may require a version of you that doesn't exist yet. That's okay. Build him, build her. Your goal isn't simply to obtain the life. Become the person capable of living it. Law 4, the law of words. Pay attention to what you repeatedly say about yourself. I'm always broke. I'm unlucky. Nothing works for me. I can't save money. I never finish anything. Eventually, those aren't descriptions anymore. They become identities. And once something becomes part of your identity, your brain begins looking for evidence that confirms it. Your words don't magically control reality, but they absolutely influence how you interpret reality. Instead of, I'm broke, say, I'm rebuilding financially. Instead of, I always fail, say, I'm learning what doesn't work. Instead of, I can't do this, say, I haven't figured this out yet. Don't lie to yourself. Change the meaning you're giving the situation, because temporary circumstances should never become permanent identities. Law 5, the law of emotion. Now we reach the part people usually associate with manifestation, visualization. But don't only visualize objects, visualize experiences. Don't just see the house. Feel yourself putting the key into the door. Don't just see $100,000. Imagine what having financial security allows you to do. Imagine paying your bills without anxiety. Imagine helping your family. Imagine waking up and controlling your own time. Why? Because emotion gives your goal meaning, and meaning gives you something motivation alone can't provide. A reason to keep going. Law 6, the law of expectation. There's a major difference between wishing for something and preparing for something. If you truly believe your business can grow, you prepare for customers. If you truly believe an opportunity is coming, you develop the skills necessary to capitalize on it. If you believe you're building wealth, you learn how money works. Expectation isn't sitting around saying, the universe will handle it. Expectation says, if the door opens tomorrow, I intend to be ready to walk through it. Prepare for what you're asking for. Law 7, the law of action. Now we reach the law that separates manifestation from fantasy. Action. You can visualize a business for 5 years. Someone else can have the same idea tonight and buy the domain tomorrow morning. Who manifested it? The person who imagined it, or the person who brought the idea into physical reality? This is why Jim Carrey's story matters. He didn't simply write himself a check and stare at it. He pursued acting. He performed. He developed his craft. He accepted rejection. He kept working. Visualization gave him direction. Action gave the vision a vehicle. Write the book. Create the channel. Apply for the position. Learn the skill. Save the money, make the phone call, start. Because the smallest physical action toward your vision is worth more than another hour spent wishing for it. Law 8, the law of persistence. Here's where manifestation becomes difficult. You start doing everything right, and nothing happens. At least that's what it looks like. You post the videos, nobody watches. You start the business, nobody buys. You save money, an emergency happens. You improve yourself. Life still tests you. And that's where most people decide. Manifestation doesn't work. But think about a seed. You plant it today, tomorrow you see dirt. The next day, still dirt. Imagine digging the seed up because you don't see a tree yet. You destroy the very thing you were waiting for. Some things require time. Keep working, keep learning, adjust when necessary. But don't confuse, not yet with never. Law 9, the law of wisdom. Now we go thousands of years back, to Solomon. According to the biblical story, God appeared to Solomon and essentially allowed him to make a request. Imagine that. What would you ask for? Money, power, a long life. Solomon asked for something different, wisdom. He wanted understanding and discernment so he could lead properly. And according to the biblical account, because Solomon sought wisdom rather than riches for himself, he was also given wealth and honor. Think about the lesson hidden inside that story. Solomon didn't simply receive resources. He sought the mind capable of handling resources. That's a completely different approach to manifestation. Instead of constantly asking, how do I manifest $100,000? Ask, what would I need to understand to become someone capable of creating and managing $100,000. Money without wisdom can disappear. Opportunity without preparation can be wasted. Power without character can destroy you. So don't only manifest the reward, manifest the wisdom necessary to keep it. Law 10, the law of stewardship. This principle appears repeatedly throughout biblical teachings. How you handle what you currently possess matters. You want more money. How are you managing the money you already have? You want more opportunities. What are you doing with the opportunities already in front of you? You want a bigger platform. What are you doing with the 10 people currently listening? This is stewardship, because abundance isn't simply receiving. It's retaining, multiplying, and responsibly managing. Imagine giving someone $1 million who has never learned how to manage money. The money may change. The habits haven't. And eventually those habits can recreate the old circumstances. So before asking life for more, become better with what you already have. Law 11, the law of detachment. This one sounds contradictory. How can you intensely desire something and simultaneously detach from it? Because detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about the destination. It means you stop demanding that it arrive through one specific route. Maybe you want financial freedom. That's the destination. But perhaps the business you thought would create it fails. Then another opportunity appears. Someone obsessed with the original plan says, "No, it has to happen this way." Someone detached enough to recognize opportunity says, "The destination hasn't changed. The route has." You don't control every variable. Sometimes rejection redirects you. Sometimes failure educates you. Sometimes losing one opportunity makes room for another. Hold tightly to your purpose. Hold loosely to the path. Law 12, the law of becoming. And finally, the most important law. Eventually, manifestation should stop being something you practice for 10 minutes in the morning. It becomes how you live. You stop constantly asking, "Where is my manifestation?" and begin asking, "What would the version of me who already lives this life do today?" Would that person procrastinate? Would that person waste every dollar? Would that person quit after one failure? Would that person ignore opportunities? Would that person spend more time talking about the dream than building it? Maybe manifestation isn't about convincing reality to give you something. Maybe it's about aligning yourself so completely with a destination that your daily decisions continuously move you toward it. Because think about the stories we've discussed. Solomon sought wisdom. Joseph interpreted his vision, but also prepared Egypt for famine. Abraham moved when called. David believed he could defeat Goliath, but he still picked up the stones. That's the part people forget. Faith didn't stop David from taking action. Faith gave him the courage to act. The 24-hour manifestation challenge. Before you leave this video, I want you to try something. Forget about manifesting 10 different things. Choose one, write it down, be specific, then underneath it write, "Why do I want this?" Then, "Who would I have to become to achieve this?" And finally, "What physical action can I take toward this within the next 24 hours? Then do it, not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st, within 24 hours, because your manifestation doesn't begin when you receive the thing. It begins the moment your behavior changes because you've decided the thing is possible. First, you see it. Then you believe it's possible. Then you prepare for it. Then you work toward it. Then you persist long enough to become capable of it. And eventually, you may look around and realize something that once existed only inside your imagination has become part of your physical reality. That's manifestation, not wishing, not waiting, becoming. And if you're ready to become the version of yourself capable of creating the life you've been imagining, subscribe to Unlock Wealth 777, because we're not here just to talk about wealth. We're here to understand it.
If you have made it this far in the video, that means you have the focus and the power to unlock your wealth. Type 777 in the comments if you were able to take at least one idea that can apply to your own life. It's interesting to see the people that's unlocking their wealth. If you enjoy this type of content, and want to see more deep dives into lessons and strategies hidden inside movies, books, and other stories, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next.